There was something horribly wrong with my Canon R6 Mark II that had me contemplating a switch to Sony. But Canon might have just fixed that. Let me explain. Canon just released a firmware update for the R6 Mark II, and I wanted to quickly go over it with you because there are a couple small quality of life upgrades, but there's one thing that really caught my eye. So let's get straight into it. So the firmware version 1.6.0 incorporates the following enhancements and fixes. Now all of these notes are taken straight from Canon's website. Improved security features. A password must be set initially. This adds the ability to review the history of any changes made to the password, network information, or other settings. So after you install the update and boot up your camera, it's going to ask you to set a password. Every time you turn the camera on after that, it will ask you for the password again, unless you check the box that says don't ask again. Now I didn't really understand why they would implement this feature, so I went to Google to find the answer, and apparently it's to comply with European cybersecurity laws. It's not so much an anti-theft feature, but more a way to protect the data on the camera against hackers, things like IP addresses and whatnot. But my thought is, a 6-digit passcode containing only numbers is not really much of a hindrance for a hacker. I don't know if this feature is only in the European versions of the update, so if you live somewhere else and also have to set a password, let me know in the comments. Number 2, enables firmware updates to be performed when the camera is connected to the internet and new firmware is made available on Canon servers. There's not much to say about this one other than it's a nice quality of life upgrade. Instead of having to download the update first, load it onto a memory card, and then install it on your camera, it looks like you'll be able to do this all in camera in the future. I guess we'll see how that works out with the next update. Number 3, adds a function that simultaneously protects images when they are rated. This isn't really something I would need because I very rarely delete photos in camera. If I delete them, it usually happens on my Mac, but I guess if you're working in a team or the camera is being passed around, it might be a cool feature to have. Improves AF tracking performance during zooming in still photo shooting with compatible lenses. That's going to be welcomed by a lot of people, I'm sure. I don't have any of these lenses, so I can't say too much about it, but I wish they would fix the focusing issues on the 85 f2.8. Adds the ability to enable exposure simulation when a flash unit is attached. Now this I find pretty interesting because I have a couple of cheap off-brand flashes that you can't sync to the shutter speed of the camera. You just set the brightness and go. So if this feature works with those flashes, that would be pretty cool because it eliminates all the trial photos you have to take to get the flash strength dialed in. I can't wait to test this one out. The next 3 I'm just gonna rattle off really fast because I don't have experience with these issues. They've never happened on my camera, so there's not too much I can say about them, but I'm sure some of you will be happy about these fixes. Fixes an issue where the camera may stop functioning properly when simultaneously using a touchscreen and a button assigned to a custom function. Fixes an issue where image stabilization may stop working when using an EF lens. Fixes an issue where HDMI output may momentarily stop when screen off is activated in the power saving settings. Okay, now I saved these final 2 for the end because they're pretty big for me. I've had these problems happen multiple times and I'm so glad they're addressing them and hopefully fixing them. Fixes an issue where Error70 may occur during Bluetooth communication due to interference from other Bluetooth devices. Fixing an issue where Error70 may occur when repeatedly shooting in the high-speed continuous shooting mode. For me, it wasn't so much the second one, but the first one that really got me. I've had this happen 3 times, and one of those times was on a client shoot. It really ruined the whole mood and plan. I was shooting an engagement party and this couple was from Turkey. They have a tradition there where the future bride makes tea for the groom and all the groomsmen, but the men don't get to be in the kitchen when she makes the tea, and she can put whatever she wants in it. From what I understand, it's to basically show the trust the groom has in his future wife. Now that goes without saying, it would have been extremely funny and great memories to have, but I got this error and the video was ruined. I didn't capture any of the footage, so I left feeling like a complete jackass because I knew that that was the main event, so to speak, and that the future bride was looking forward to that video the most because she was planning on making a whole montage using that video, and I couldn't deliver. So she was understandably extremely disappointed. The other 2 times were luckily just private projects I did with some friends, but it was still frustrating because I didn't know what the problem was. I Googled for days and tried everything. I updated the firmware, bought new memory cards, but it just kept coming back. And then I read a post about it being a problem with the motherboard and just a matter of time before the camera dies. So I was already coming to peace with needing a new camera. And I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking about jumping ship and getting a Sony. But I guess we'll see if Canon addressed these issues properly and fixed them for good. That's all for this video. It was just a quick one. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And let me know what you think about this update in the comments below. Until next time, peace.